says we're streaming live on Facebook, but my bar shows that it's still loading. So if you are on right now, hello, that means you are in the replay, because I doubt anyone has jumped on yet to be notified that we're live. So let me put that down. Let me talk to you. We've got a lot to talk about today. What's happening here? I'm very excited to talk to you, but first I have some stuff to share with you. So the very first thing I have to share with you is from my tea. I have, do you guys drink this yogi tea? I have yogi tea, and sometimes it gives, actually all the time, it gives you little messages. But this one says, whoa, maybe you can't see it. Your potential self is infinite. And I think that goes along really nicely with today's Tuesday with Tiffany topic, which we're going to be talking about the potential you have every single day to leverage your time. Because, and I say this every time I teach this one, you have as many hours in the day as Beyonce, and you can leverage those things just like Queen Bey, or you say Queen Bee or Queen Bey? Sorry, I'm getting laughed at over here. She's not going to answer us, but you could do that, or you could be like Homer Simpson in the evening. So it's up to you how you do that. The other thing that I want to show you, I don't think you can see it all that well, but I got a special delivery and I am so excited about this, you guys. These are, look how gorgeous these are. Aren't they beautiful? These are from my friend Sarah. She just started a new company. It's called Preston Blooms. I just think I wish there was a thing right here that it could just go right like that. She started a new company making paper flower bouquets, and it is so beautiful. I was just trying to make sure it wasn't going to fall off the bookshelf. That wouldn't have been good. So beautiful. So beautiful. So I'm thankful for that little midday surprise. It was a lot of fun doing that. So her company's name is Preston Blooms. If you are in the Grand Rapids market and want to just share a little bit of sunshine in somebody's day. But without further ado, when you're jumping on, by the way, say hello, comment and say hi. I'm going to pull up my comments on my phone, and then we're going to dive into time blocking and the potential you have every single day to make an impact. You guys may or may not know, and if you don't know this, then it's my own fault for not communicating it clearly. Key Realty is the company that I'm with. We do a weekly education series, a weekly realtor education series. It's 16 weeks, business planning, time blocking, risk reduction, which is basically how not to be sued as a real estate agent. Tons of prospecting. Did I already say that? Working with buyers, working with sellers, all sorts of stuff. So comments, that's what I'm looking for right now. Okay, here we go. Comments. Real estate agent, sales success. Is Stuart Travis Eastman here? No, it's Kyle Burns today, isn't it? Kyle, we have a song we've got to talk about. Aubrey, you're watching this? I don't think she actually is. She just ran away. Okay, guys, there is a song that I used to sing. We're going to really dive in. There's a song that I used to sing in summer camp. And I don't know if you guys ever did this in your summer camp. Come on, share my screen. But it goes, I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. And my mom used to sing that to wake us up. And I posted it on one of my videos or my picture or something last night. And somebody asked if I was going to sing that today. So there you go. Now you've got me singing it. All right, let's make my face a little bit bigger so you can see me talking about time management. So like I said, we do a weekly education series with Key Realty, and this one is a really cool one. We're going to talk about reaching your goals through time management. Why isn't this going? Hold, please. Haha, there it was from beginning. Here we go. Time management. All right, so your time, and I had to have a really interesting conversation with my son because he kept asking me to drive him all over God's green earth, to take him to all these different things. And what I had to explain to him is exactly what's encompassed in this slide. Your time is your most valuable resource. You can spend your time, but you can't get it back. You can't buy more. You can't modify it, change it, anything else. You can just spend it. And these are units you will never get back. So how you're spending your time, how you're spending your days is how you spend your week. It's how you spend your month. It's how you spend your quarter. It's how you spend your year. And so if you're spending all of your time running all over the place, taking your teenage son because he doesn't have his car to all these different places, you are not engaging in business related activities. And in that case, do you in fact have a real estate business or a real estate hobby? And it's okay to answer you have a real estate hobby if you just have those expectations of yourself. But the first thing you have to do is look at where in the world you are spending your time. Some really, really quick tips. We're going to dive deeper into this topic, so please don't think this is the depth of the conversation. Use Gmail. I run almost my entire business through the Google world, the Google universe. I do have a CRM system that links very nicely with my Google world, and the Drive, the calendar, Inbox Zero. My calendar is really important because I connect it with my admin, my team, my husband. They can all see where I'm at all time with a location in that calendar appointment. Use time blocking and don't deviate. This has become so important for me, and it will be so important for you, because here's what's going to happen. And this is what I do every single morning is you're going to wake up ready to self-sabotage your day. You're going to not feel like going on the appointments you've set. You're going to not feel like prospecting. You're going to be so busy with all the clients that you're currently working with that you're like, I cannot do prospecting today, and that's fine. No. Your actions, and again, we'll talk about this in just a minute, your actions every single day within the day determine how the rest of your year is. So if you can make the right, decisive, and disciplined decision within your day, you will grow to a place that you couldn't even fathom at the beginning of your year. You will grow, oh, my computer's telling me something, to where you're looking to go towards. Your potential self is infinite, but you have to do the daily actions. Bless you. She's running away now. Don't try to remember anything. There is so much that happens in my brain. I have little mental file folders of different projects I'm working on. But let me tell you, that third file folder in gets forgotten all the time. When you do that, you are letting somebody down. So write it out, put it on a Google sheet, and share it with whoever's helping you achieve those items. Get a project management tool. Do not be the source of all of the activity from your brain. You should have it written out so that you can delegate and disseminate it to all the people to accomplish their goals rather than waiting on you for the next task, because then you become the bottleneck of your own success. Not good. If you need more time, get up 30 minutes earlier. This is not my suggestion. That is a really, really great suggestion on how to get more time. And I will tell you that if you get up 30 minutes earlier, it is way less likely that people will be asking you for last minute things 30 minutes at the beginning of your day than it is 30 minutes at the end of your day. I do my very best thinking between 10 o'clock at night and midnight. And so I just spend that time, if I need an extra 30 minutes, working during that time, because my husband will have already gone to bed, my kids are in bed, and then that's my alone time. So this suggestion for me, it doesn't actually work for my brain or the way that my family dynamics operate, because my husband wakes up at 4 to 4:30 in the morning to start his day. And so I'm not actually alone if I get up 30 minutes earlier. And also it doesn't work for my brain. So that's not to say it's not a great suggestion for you, but if you need to find 30 minutes, find 30 extra minutes. Like, don't watch the television for 30 minutes. I don't know. Does anybody watch the television anymore, or are we all just on YouTube? That is a question for you. Kyle Burns, I see you have joined us. You missed our song, sir. Next time you'll see it. Okay, goal setting. This is very important for me as a broker. I cannot set your goals for you. I cannot do it. I can help you walk through accomplishing your goals. I can help build a plan for your goals, but I cannot tell you what your goals for your life are. Also, if I try to put my goals on your life for you, there's going to be a weird dynamic when you're not living up to the goals that I've set for you. There's going to be a weird shame and guilt that comes when you're not achieving the goals that I determine for you. Now, if I was hiring you for a job, that's a totally different thing, but you're a business owner, and I need to know what's your why, what are your goals, what are the daily action items you're going to hold yourself accountable to. So your goals have to be your own. It is so very important. They need to be clear, concrete, and written down. Again, do not try to keep that stuff in your head, you guys. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I just talked about this earlier today with Aubrey, who's now sitting. I keep referencing you. I'm so sorry. Okay. I never do this, but now you're there to be referenced. They should have beginning and end dates. They need to be SMART goals. Are you guys familiar with the SMART goals? Topic, specific, measurable, actionable. Yeah, action items. SMAR. Realistic. Sorry, I had to think for a second. And time-based. They need to have a time involved with them. If there is a component of that SMART goal missing, you need to go back to the drawing board, because if one of those components are missing, you're setting yourself up for failure. Okay, goal setting. Focus on the daily actions, not the annual results. When you focus so much on the big picture, you will crush yourself with overthink and overwhelm. Stop it. Do not do that to yourself. So instead of saying something like, I want to sell 50 homes a year, that's results oriented. Focus instead on something you can manage within the day. I want to prospect 2 hours a day. Great. Go do that. And then you can say, did I prospect this 2 hours a day? Yes, I did. Rather than looking at an entire year go by on your actions for an entire year and say, did I hit my 50 homes? Well, you have to wait an entire year to have that conversation with yourself. When you focus on your action items within the day, then you can shift and adjust very easily within the day, rather than waiting the whole year. There are my SMART goals. I knew they were somewhere in here, and there they are. Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, time-based, whatever you want to say. All of these components are necessary for you to achieve those daily goals. Okay. Business planning. This is where we get down to making sure that your goals are written. These are some components of a business plan that you should be looking at. Mission statement. What's your why? Objectives, long-term goals, short-term goals, and action plans or daily routines. Also, I think it should include, where are you going to find clients? What are you going to do with clients when you have them? And how are you going to stay top of mind with past clients and sphere referrals? Those three components for me are necessary for me to work towards those daily actions with those objectives within the day. Okay. Aw, Sarah, hashtag replay. Okay, business plan problems. I have very often agents come to me and they say, I have a business plan, but it's not generating the results I want. Yes. So here are your answers. Either you have a business plan or you don't. Do you actually have a business plan, or is it in your brain and you're thinking that you have a business plan, but you're trying to remember everything? It works or it doesn't. Have you measured the results of your daily action items to see if they are producing what you expected of them? Also, you should have a forecast of what you expect of those daily results so that you know which milestones you should be measuring against. Like if I have a Facebook group, for instance, I should know the thresholds of members that I want to be at each month. And then I can say, well, am I at this threshold of members? Because if not, I need to adjust some things that I'm doing. Maybe I need to do more lives. Maybe I need to do more trainings. Maybe I need to do a weekly newsletter, right? And you can adjust those and then measure the results of that as well. Or the third one, and this is almost always the issue because the human element in this whole thing, and remember how we said that we like to self-sabotage ourselves, you work your business plan or you don't. Almost always that is the issue. And even more specifically for me, the issue not only becomes, am I working this business plan or am I not? But do I think I'm too smart to do the things in the business plan? Because I'll be like, oh yeah, I got that. But then I won't actually do it because I'm thinking that I don't need to do it. But I'm telling you guys, the most successfully implemented items are simple steps to scale. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You're not simple-minded because you're following a simple plan. You just need very clear action items to achieve this, and then scale it out because you can start delegating out pieces of what you're doing and also measure in very simple terms how those things are progressing. You do not have to overcomplicate a business plan. I'm telling you, where are you going to find clients? What are you going to do with the clients you have? How are you going to stay top of mind with the clients or sphere after you're done with them? Okay, top producer habits. Tea is good, but hydrate, drink more water. So important. I just heard a thing. It may have been on a podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts. That's one thing about my morning. I wonder if it's in here too. I spend 3 to 5 hours a week dedicated to learning. It's very, very, very important for my business that I do that. So somewhere on a podcast, Sarah, I just heard a thing that said, if you're not drinking enough water, your brain is operating at 30% capacity. I mean, I think we're already operating below our complete capacity, but to limit yourself on something that's so readily available in most of our worlds, there's just not a reason for that. So like I have now my water bottle and I'm drinking my cups. I've got my herbal tea today, my stress relief herbal tea today. I got all sorts of stuff. So make sure, oh, Lynette, we need to have a talk about that, my dear. Lynette, you are all of us. So Lynette says, if you can't see her comment, SOS, my days are reactive. I want it to be more proactive. Let's spend a moment talking about this. We're not even getting to top producer habits right now. I experienced the same thing. I was so reactive in all of my days, and I didn't enjoy my business anymore. And I really did not like my clients. And I was just kind of over everything being a fire, and me feeling like I was in the middle of the fire, like the chicken with the head cut off, and just running around everywhere, screaming, and nobody would help. And I wasn't being helped at home, and I wasn't being helped at work, and I wasn't being helped anywhere else. And I was mad. And I couldn't figure out that the person that I was actually mad at was me, because I was so involved in blame shifting, because I was so reactive rather than being proactive. So all of that, and I wasn't drinking enough water. Okay, so let's just really quick go back to, please drink your water, guys. This is very important for me, for you to drink your water. Secondly, the next thing that I did was I took control of my morning. Now, I do not wake up a half an hour early. That's something that a lot of people can do. You can totally do that. I don't do that. That's not for me. I wake up not a half an hour early. I don't wake up anytime near where you guys probably are waking up, which is my own personal brain choice. Okay. But when I do wake up, I spend the first half an hour by myself. I spend the first half an hour not engaging on my phone. I spend the first half hour being meditative or contemplative or even reflective on how things have gone. And then also, here's, I think, where it becomes very important and really, really crucial for me, is I spend probably 10 minutes of that time thinking about other people that I'm responsible for in some capacity. Our agents, my staff, my family, my volunteer activity. I then shift to not only being thankful and reflective in my own life, but I start projecting that out into the world, because it gives you one more level of depth to a servant leadership position, which all of you as real estate agents are. You are leaders. You are leaders for your clients. You are leaders for this transaction. And it requires you to be level-headed, because this is so up and down and sideways with emotions that we really need to make sure we're bringing our best self to it. So I think if all of those things you took, there's only two things that you can implement to be more proactive rather than reactive in your day. Number one, drink more water, please. Number two, don't look at social media or email when you first get up. Like, give yourself 30 minutes of free brain space to just acclimate to the day, because otherwise you're starting off the day with other people putting themselves, their opinions, and their directives for your day on you by reading those things. So just shut it off. But if you want to integrate some of those other things, they've been very, very, very helpful for me to make sure that I'm proactive rather than reactive. And when I don't do them, I'm reactive. It's not good. Okay, let's talk about some top producer habits. Hey, Benicio, how are you? Thanks for joining us. So top producers, I was very excited to go attend a top producer panel, and almost every single one of these are exactly what they said. So let's just read through the list and I'll comment if I have additional comments. They don't watch much television. Again, I don't think many people watch much television anymore. Maybe you are. I don't even watch much Netflix anymore. YouTube though, I do a lot of YouTubing. They see the practice of real estate as a business. It's so necessary. I see a lot of times, and I did it myself, as just being even real estate as a reaction to a business that I thought I wanted to be in, rather than being like, I'm a business owner or I'm a freelance real estate agent or whatever. Just think of yourself as a professional and then act accordingly. They plan consistency with their objectives. They are consistently planning towards a goal. They set specific time aside for family and friends. I have been guilty of using my phone when I shouldn't during family time, but when you have the discipline and dedication to stick to your work schedule within your work time, you get the freedom and flexibility which you've got into this real estate industry to pursue outside of those work hours, and you can really be yourself with them. They use strong follow-up systems. Key here, systems. You guys need systems. Otherwise, again, you're just being reactionary. And I don't care if your system is a recipe box where you just move the next person down in line who you call. I really don't care, but you need a system. They join professional business organizations. Yeah, you're constantly sharpening the saw with the depth and understanding and idea sharing and collaboration of other humans. That's super smart. I love business organizations. Top producer habits continued. They use structured presentations. Yes, they do, because they want to make sure they set expectations before they get into a contractual relationship with somebody and let them down because there was different perceptions on both sides. They use professional marketing materials. If you guys don't have a marketing department in your company, use canva.com. They realize that real estate agents are their biggest audience and users of their product. It's free graphic design stuff for real estate agents. They have goals written down where they can see them. My goals were on my mirror in my bathroom. I've recently cleaned my bathroom, so they're not there, but they will go back up. You just take a whiteboard marker to your mirror. They leverage their time and use technology. Yeah, you don't want to be driving all over the place to get signatures where you can use DocuSign or Dotloop or whatever. That's going to save you 5 hours per transaction. They focus on listing and income producing activities. You do not need to do all of your admin work. You need to focus on getting a client to have admin work for. You can learn all of the things about all of the parts of every single page of a transaction, but if you don't have a client, you have nobody to practice on. I heard another podcast, a really good line. Some people are so busy trying to get their ducks in a row that they go out to get ducks. Like, go out and find a duck to then put in a line somewhere else. But you got to have a duck, man. Go get somebody. Okay. They get rid of difficult people. Yes, do that quickly. Producers see change as an opportunity and are willing to reinvest in their business. Yep. The reason why I spend 3 to 5 hours a week learning is because I know change is coming, and it is okay. It's not ominous to me. I am not scared. I am embracing the change, looking for innovation, and testing it out in my business because I can. They're conservative with their spending habits. You have to know what you're spending on in order to be conservative in your spending habits. If spending and accounting and bookkeeping is not your strength, go out and find somebody that can do that for you. They belong to community organizations and give something back. I really and truly believe, as real estate industry leaders and housing gatekeepers and just the people involved and invested in selling communities, we should also be involved and invested in community organizations that serve the people that don't necessarily have equitable access to resources like we have. I think it's very important to be involved in your community. They always ask for referrals. Don't be ashamed to ask for referrals. You guys are awesome. Okay, continued habits. Top producers remember that their most important job is lead generation. Yes, it is. They also remember that they're salespeople. Yes, you are. There's nothing wrong with being a salesperson. What's wrong is when you come off slimy and you put your own needs above your clients. That is not okay. They also remember that they're salespeople. Apparently, I'm going to repeat that one because it needed to be said twice to somebody. Top producers prospect. You can't ignore prospecting time and expect to have a healthy, consistent, stable business. They have business plans and they track their results. Yes, they do. They continue to upgrade their skills. Yes, you do, because you're here and you're committed to learning and you rock. Okay, daily routine. We got 2 more slides left. Time block. You need to work on your business, not in your business. If you're spending all day long in your email and you think that's how you're time blocking, nope. They exercise, preventative maintenance. I've talked about water like all this time. I'm going to go sign up for a gym membership again later this week. Do you see how I just looked down when I said that? I really don't love structured exercise. I would rather go on a hike with my pups, and that is my exercise. But the tip here is that you're just doing something physical. You're doing something that's engaging your body. They schedule prospecting as sacred time. This suggestion is for the morning. I've had the best prospecting time from 1 to 2 p.m. However, here's what I'm going to say. Best prospecting time for you is when you're going to actually do it. I don't care what time of day it is, just do it. Door knocking on the way to lunch, or like pop-ins on your way to lunch. If there's a lender that you like that's down the corner from where you're going to eat at. If you take donuts to your previous employer, whatever it is, they schedule lunch appointments with prospects, Sphere, affiliates, and set most appointments after 1 p.m. I will tell you, I actually did the reverse and it worked really well for me. I did my prospecting time from 1 to 2 p.m., but I set all of my appointments before 12 because they were all coffee appointments. So I would have 2 to 3 days a week where I would have 3 or 4 coffee appointments stacked up, and just do that with my Sphere. And that worked out really well because they're business professionals, and that's the clientele I was serving. That's who I knew, and where I knew my people hung out was in coffee shops around town. So that's what I set for mine. But just make it whatever works for you. Here's a sample routine for the day. I'm going to encourage you guys, just make your own. Make one that works. Make one that you're going to actually stick to, because that's the point of this. You have to actually stick with what you're doing for a consistent period of time to measure if it's consistently giving you results, to measure if you want to continue and grow in there, or if you want to change directions. But you have to measure it, you have to have a plan, and you have to actually stick to the plan. And if you are not comfortable with yourself sticking to the plan, get an accountability partner that has similar goals, similar style, similar stuff to you, and run alongside them. They may not be in your market. They might be in another market. It's totally fine. Lynette, hashtag recipe box rocks. Yes, it does, ma'am. But the point is, you have a plan, you have a partner, and you're doing this stuff consistently so that you're prospecting and getting clients and serving them the best that you can. I don't see any questions in the comments, so I'm going to wrap this up. If you guys have specific questions relating to this, please let me know. Just tag me below and I will come back through and answer them. Otherwise, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you soon.